Seeing as I better just check what date it was sent. 28th of Feb. Yikes. I am going to be giving away an 18 volt Makita inflator very shortly. So subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my other channel builds, descriptions down below. Do that and you'll be in the draw to win. Competition is open to anyone on earth. It will be coming up in a video very shortly. As soon as I can guarantee supply. A little bit tricky at the moment with the world being the way it is. Welcome, boys and girls. The world may be losing its collective freaking mind right now, but never fear, the tool reviews will go on. There's plenty of tools here. I'm locked down here in the workshop. I've got heaps of toilet paper. So we are all good. In these crazy times, it's important to just keep normal life ticking over, and that of course means playing with tools. And if you are stuck at home, you're quarantined for 14 days or whatever, remember, just go down to your garage, build something. Get your tools out, build some sort of defense system to stop people coming onto your property and stealing your toilet paper and your hand sanitizer and whatever else people are going nuts over at the moment. Thankfully, it seems pretty normal around here. I went out yesterday. Supermarket was well stocked, everything seems normal, but hey, some parts of the world are going bonkers right now. Anyway, tool reviews, that's what we're here for, that's what we're gonna do. Let's keep this normal and have a look at this. Does this look familiar? Is there anything missing off this tool? I can see LXT written here. Usually I would see the word brushless here. And what's missing here? There is no branding on this tool whatsoever. This is an impact wrench with a sweet little treat here. I'm wondering if this is made in the same factory or whether somebody got the mold, because this is a very good looking knockoff. The feel of it, the look of it, very Makita. Differences. This doesn't look like Makita. That's definitely not a Makita styled control panel. On the Makita ones though, this is a clear polycarbonate, whereas this is a soft, cloudy plastic, much more bendy and yeah, not as good as a Makita one. And like I said, this is not as robust as a Makita one, pops off very easily and is not glow in the dark. Not phosphorescent, that's the word. Makita, to my knowledge, still don't make a 1/2 inch impact wrench that has a 1/4 inch impact driver type attachment in the center. Be cool if they did. It might come in handy. If it lasts, it might shatter. It's not going to be the strongest thing in the world. It's quite thin walled, so you might break this apart with sockets. There's no ball detent there on the 1/2 inch drive, but it has the ring feature instead. I haven't put a bit in it yet to see what it feels like. It's the bit where I'd normally grab a bit that's laying on the bench, but doesn't seem to be one there. Official Makita branded bit. Yeah, there's nothing. Whatever was in there came straight out. Look at that. So there's meant to be a magnet in there to hold things in. It's just fallen straight out. So yeah, that's high quality. You expect more for 25 US dollars, don't you? If you're interested in taking a look at one of these yourself and pulling it apart and having some fun with it, like I'm going to, then I'll put a link down in the description. I do not condone buying knockoff products, but as a fun little test and see what they can do, then it is quite interesting, but it is a counterfeit product. But first I think I'll stick a battery on it. See if it works. Might not even work. Okay, action. Okay, that's odd. If it was a proper Makita tool, it wouldn't have done that. The light has come on as soon as I have put the battery on. Now gone off. Action. So it works. We have 4 lights lighting up at the moment. I've got 3 on one side, 3 on the other. So that one's cycling through the ones on the left. The one on the right looks to be a battery indicator. So that's showing full. And the one on the left will be your power settings for the tool. And it turns off much quicker than a Makita one does. And if you keep pushing it, it turns off. Makita one would not do that. But as you can see, it's running on a standard Makita battery. Feels a little bit flimsy in the front here. We will put it through its paces and see how she goes. Now you may have seen Abe's video on this particular tool. I think it was the exact same one. He pulled it apart. We'll have a bit of a pull apart of it too. And I think he thought it was pretty good. It seems not bad, certainly for the price, as long as your conscience can sleep. As you can see, I mean, I don't have the exact same model. I don't have a Makita impact wrench that looks quite like this. I have a Makita impact driver though, and you can see the patterns here, very similar. All this, very similar. It's identical to what a Makita looks like, but without the word brushless on the back or Makita on the side. I think this piece is probably done, needs retiring. Flip her over. You may remember this piece of wood from when we tested the purple Makita, the TD171. It is a lot drier now than it was on those first tests. We also used it to test that. It's a lot drier now, so the screws are going to be much harder to put in. They're not going to go in as deep as those first tests, but we will use that to start off with my usual 100mm long 14 gauge batten screws. I'm just waiting for 2 batteries to charge so that they're freshly charged 5 amp hour batteries on both of these tools. 180 Newton meters rated torque. This one, 350 Newton meters. We'll see. The 40 volt XGT is only rated at 225. It is of course an impact driver rather than an impact wrench. While we wait for the batteries to charge, there is only 2 terminals on here. There's no clever bits. There won't be any communicating between the battery and the tool, so overheating could be an issue. Be aware if you buy such tools. I'm going to try driving it with the 1/4 inch drive first, even though it doesn't have any ball or anything to hold it in place. Then I will try it with the 1/2 inch socket over. Highest setting, 3, 2, 1. Tell you right now, that ain't 350 Newton meters. Well, I'm glad it didn't hit my foot. Just normal, full speed. That was much quicker. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Love that impact driver. Crank it up to the middle setting. Put it back on the low setting, see if it'll take it out. No problem. Stick it on the middle one, but it isn't letting me change these ones now. So I have no idea what that means because there is no manual with this, but it is. It means reverse. Hey, that's pretty cool. Okay, reverse and forward. Okay, so we'll stick that now on the second. We'll take this out. Piece of cake. Second gear. Third gear. Okay, well, power wise, it's still a lot more powerful on the purple one. Feels a lot more grunty. But let's see what this is like with some sockets. Go see if we can take the lug nuts off my van. If this is really rated at 350 Newton meters, it should have no problem at all taking these lug nuts off my van. If it can't do it, I am going to have a crack with this Tool Pro Super Cheap Auto. Very light tool. What setting are we on here? On here it says large, nothing in the middle one, and then small on the front one. So let's stick it on small. These are smallish. They're 65mm stainless screws, 12 gauge, Makita impact driver on the lowest setting. Highest setting. It's not bad. This on the highest setting, the knockoff. Fudgery bar, that's hot. Fudgery bar. It's a family friendly channel after all. Really? It is today. So it's nowhere near as fast as the purple fella there, but did surprisingly well. Just gone and had a look, and some of these are rated at 350. This one said it was 350 on the interweb. There's no instruction manual, there's nothing written on the tool whatsoever. Some of them say 520, one said 270, and one said 650 or something. So there's a bit of bullshittery going on. But no matter which way you look at it, it's not bad. I haven't got anything to test the actual torque of it, but now I think I'll have a look inside it. Actually, I want to have a look. Which model Makita is this ripped off? So this to me looks like the XWT02 and or the XWT11 in the States. You seem to use the same casement, and on this part of the world it would be the DTW285 or the DTW281X, neither of which is rated for more than 280 Newton meters of fastening torque. So some lies going on with some of these numbers. Either that or this has got a better motor in it than the Makita one. Unlikely. Makita is saying that their models of this impact driver have a no load maximum speed of 2800 RPM and maximum impacts of 3,500. If you're buying this dodgy model, it says 4,000 for both. Having a closer look at this, I'd be interested to know if somebody has stolen the molds from Makita for this, and Makita have dumped old molds and somehow someone's got hold of them. There's a few slight differences, so it may just be copied. The Makita models have a join here most of the brushless tools do, like this one. So you have a line here, a couple of screws in the back, takes the end cap off. This is just a clamshell, just two pieces. This one also, except in the back here, you've got the cut coming down the middle, but then you've got a single piece going across there, so that's interesting. On the bottom here, there's none of the rubber bumpers you would normally see on a Makita that help the battery from jostling around. So the battery is quite tight to get on here, and you can easily not put it all the way on and it can drop off. So you really have to push it on tight, and it is real good tight affixment, which is what people want, but most tool companies don't deliver. See, very tight. Makita ones wiggle a little bit. And they have these two little bumpers, like I said, just help absorb the vibration, stop the battery from jiggling around. It's got to be a little bit of movement there. You don't want them too tight. It's vibrating the battery a lot more. Why haven't Makita stopped these? Because it's a clear rip-off. It's Makita colouring. It's a Makita mould, essentially. But I'll have a look inside, because I want to see if you can see, when you look inside a Makita mould, this is white plastic. It's not painted white or anything like that. So you can see the pin marks on the inside where the plastics come through, where it's held on, and the different processes that it's done to make it. And there'll be little giveaways like that inside this, I'm guessing, if this has been stolen from a Makita mold. Another one is just here where those bumpers would be. You can see that it has been filled. The mold has been filled. This looks to be glass fiber reinforced PA6, so that's good. It's high. It's well built. After being hounded online by a online retailer for what was several months, I eventually gave in and said, fine, send me something to review. Doesn't even fit. And they sent me this funny little screwdriver, which kind of looks like it was designed by someone from Apple who went over to work at Dyson or something. It is very sleek and sexy. Yeah. It's rechargeable with a USB. That's the world we live in. USB rechargeable tools. So it's got a little light on the front, forward and reverse, and just torch mode. Could have sworn it was blue the other day. Maybe it changes colour as the battery goes flat or something. This bit doesn't work. I need a thinner bit. Anyway, that'll be a different video. We're looking at impact wrenches. They've done a real good job of erasing Makita from there, to the point that it looks like it wasn't even there. I'm wondering maybe if this was like the demo, you know, when they're prototyping tools and they make them up, whether they don't even bother putting Makita on and it's fallen into the wrong hands, or whether Makita are clearing some old stuff off cheap just to get rid of it. Surely they wouldn't do that. If it looks blue on your screen, it's not. It is pretty close to the genuine teal Makita colour. These usually have a right and a wrong way. There's always one side that the stuff's stuck in more than the other. I think I've got it the wrong way. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, this one is slightly different. Whether it's made in a different factory or just different, they've managed to get cheaper parts or something, but it is different colour to the one that Ave pulled apart. Pretty sure this was white and red, something like that. There's the piece they've stuck in the back there. Helps hold everything straight, keep the bearing nice and good. The board is like all tools are nowadays. It's potted, but oh, that's not a resin like Makita would use. It's a very soft, silicone, rubbery type stuff. So it's definitely a brushless motor. So that's good. They didn't lie about that one. It's well stuck in there. see if we can get this out. Okay, it's the gearbox out of the way. Yeah, cute little brushless motor. Fantastic what they can do for the price. Now Ave on his one said the laminations on here were rough. This one looks a little nicer overall. You can see the laminations on there are not stuck together, they're just pressed on, held in place with plastic. Now let's have a look if we can see any sign of the Makita marks. Nothing that I can see. I'll need to pull apart a Makita one to show you what I'm talking about. But I can't see where the pins would have been. If they have been there, they've been well erased. It's a good mould. Good lock-in points for the overmoulding. Now Makita, like I said, also had a join around this area here. Can't see any sign of that being fused. I wonder if this was a prototype tool. Prototype casing for Makita, like I said. Interesting. I'm going to quickly pull apart a Makita. Why not the purple fella here? Genuine made in Japan one. It's a little bit slow, this thing. But does the job, I guess. If all you want is a screwdriver rather than a drill or an impact driver, just pulling apart tools on your bench, then does the job fine. I haven't had this one apart yet. I've been meaning to take it apart for a while to prove to people that it is actually purple, because some people don't believe me. Oh, better take the end cap off. Seem to think I've painted a Makita. Look, it's purple on the inside. So the difference is, on a genuine part, yet they put what the thing is made of, which in this case PA6 nylon, glass fiber reinforced 30%, and a part number. You don't get that on the cheap knockoff one. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on in there, isn't there? Wow, there's a lot of cables in there. This is the potting I was talking about on the board. It is soft-ish, but I can't break it. I can't get my finger into it. It's a lot more dense than the other one. But wow, there's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, we've got a fuse in here. That's good. 40 amp fuse. 40 amp car fuse. So this goes and has a heart attack on you. Pull it apart and see if that's blown. Might just be that overheated and shorted out on you. Save you a bit of money. It's a good idea. Good on you, Makita. Omron switch. I'll have a better look at this in another video. I just want to actually have a look at the mold. Damn it. Oh, she didn't want to come out easy. Now, there's only a very small one, but you see that white dot in there? The white mark in there is the Makita on the outside attached. And there's one in the back. Pretty small and easy to cover up, I guess, if you are copying a mold. There's actually a couple on the back. So yeah, this is a genuine purple Makita. See, I didn't bother pulling all that apart and painting it. It'd be a very tricky paint job getting around all those rubber marks and then leaving those white dots and everything, wouldn't it? So it's genuine. Ew, she's a bit grubby in there. Ugh. Give her a clean. She's got a bit of dust in it. Motor wise, the genuine Makita is much smaller, much thinner this way. But then again, this is an impact driver, this is an impact wrench. I haven't pulled apart a genuine Makita of this one, so I'm not sure if they're using the same motor or not, size wise. Who knows? Not me, not today anyway. Hopefully when I put these both back together, they still work. Fingers crossed. Ave's one also had the bearing sitting proud from the end of the shaft, whereas the shaft goes right through this one like it should. If you want to know more about the insides of this, check out his video. Always entertaining. Back together, and I just noticed it doesn't have any nuts in the sides where you would normally screw one of these holders or a hook onto. So if you want to do that, you got to try and jam a nut in there. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but yeah, it doesn't come with that. Anyway, it's back together. Does it work? Oh, the battery goes on easy, does it? Maybe a little bit. Still goes. there you have it. Probably the best cheap tool I've ever seen. Certainly good value for a knockoff. Whether it's good morals, another story. If you want a good laugh, go read the description of these things on eBay. There's a link down below. Hilarious. Anyway, we'll see how long it lasts. I'll do another review, should I need to, of whether this thing, you know, if it conks out, I'll tell you. Till then, I'll see you in the next one. Got some real Makita reviews coming up and some Makita tool giveaways, so make sure you subscribe to this channel and Builds, my other channel. Both links are down below. I am going to be giving away a Makita 18 volt inflator. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. And we'll also have a look at the insides of these two and compare them. But until then, go sanitize your hands and don't be a dick at the supermarket. Everybody needs stuff. You're not special. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one. I normally zoom in on the name there, but it appears to be missing.